Next up, we're diving into something that's starting to hit everyone in the wallet: tariffs. Now, I remember back in '83, Reagan was battling inflation, and it felt a pot like what we're seeing now. Except then, my biggest worry was whether parachute pants were going to stay fashionable. But seriously, these new tariffs are sending ripples through corporate earnings reports, and frankly, the market's reacting like someone just unplugged the life support. Erased nearly area off gains, folks. That's not agonal correction. That's alpha balloon panic attack.
Wow, alcohol year. That sounds dramatic. So what exactly are tariffs and why are they suddenly such a big deal again? I feel like I vaguely remember something about this from high school economics, but it's all pretty hazy.
Hazy is putting it mildly. Okay, imagine you're selling lemonade. Now, someone comes along and says, glass off lemonade that isn't made with lemons grown in my yard has to have an extra nickel tacked onto the price. That's a tariff. It's all tax on imported goods, mean to make domestic products more competitive. But it also means things cost more for consumers and businesses who rely on those imports. And right now, we're talking about potentially massive tariffs, 10% across the board, even up to 145% on Chinese goods. It's like Trump is saying first, and then hitting everyone with apple for it. Believe me, folks, this is HUGE.
So companies are warning that they'll have to raise prices. I saw something about PepsiCo and Procter Gamble already mentioning it in their earnings reports.
Exactly. PLG. The makers of everything from Tide detergent to Pampers, those aren't cheap diapers even without Tariff, is looking at sourcing options. They're scrambling, trying to figure out where else they can get materials without getting hammered by these extra costs. And PepsiCo. Their CEO basically said things are going to be an uncertain. That's corporate speak for yourself. It's gonna hurt.
So if prices go up, people will buy less stuff. Then what happens? I remember hearing about companies making products smaller but charging the same price. Is that what they'll do?
Shrinkflation is definitely part of it. They'll squeeze every ounce out of a package they can get away with, believe me. But we're also seeing consumers reaching for credit cards and now pay later schemes just to maintain their lifestyle. It's like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. Lending Tree found 41% of BNPL borrowers are falling behind on payments, and more are using it for groceries. Groceries that should be paid for in cash. It's alarming.
That is concerning. So it's not just big companies being affected. It's regular people too.
Oh, absolutely. And get this, even the housing market is feeling the pinch. Both Homes estimates tariffs could add 50 to the price of a new house. $5,000. That's ass down payment for some folks. Now you've got volatile stocks, inflation concerns, fluctuating interest rates. It all adds up. Ryan Marshall, CEO of Colt, said demand is volatile and less predictable day to day. A very polite way of saying nobody knows what's going to happen next.
Wow, it sounds like everything's connected. Are people actually losing their jobs yet? Because that's what really scares me.
Not in huge numbers yet, but the warning signs are there. Weekly unemployment claims haven't spiked dramatically, but a survey showed firms are increasingly planning layoffs. The logistics industry, especially in Southern California, which is a massive employment hub, is already getting hit hard because imports are drying up. Craig Fuller of Freightways put it bluntly: volumes have collapsed to near pre-COVID levels. That's bad news for truckers and everyone involved in moving goods around. It's going to be the first place people notice things are really going south. You mark my words.
This is all pretty bleak. It almost feels like we're heading for a recession. I keep hearing that word thrown around.
Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? And frankly, nobody knows for sure. There's a plot of uncertainty about whether Trump will actually follow through with these tariffs long term. He's hinting at deals now, but those haven't materialized. But even if he backs off, the damage may already be done. Companies are adjusting their strategies, and consumers are changing their behavior. I remember back in the late 90s when Asian currency devaluation spooked everyone. It took a while for that to resolve itself, and we saw some serious ripples through supply chains then. This feels bigger.
That's a plot to take in. So basically, tariffs are bad news for companies, consumers, and potentially the economy as equal. I think I understand it a little better now, even if it's still kind of scary. And honestly, it makes me want to just stock up on lemonade ingredients and make my own.
Hey. That's actually not a bad idea. You can control your costs that way, right? Just don't get hit without tax on the sugar if you import it from Canada. Seriously though, folks, keep an eye on this situation. It's going to be a bumpy ride.